247 before the Common Era, Ashoka convenes the Third Council of Buddhism, where we're told there were Hindu spies expelled. There was a lot of conflict between those two traditions in those early centuries. And so it's at this one, the Abhidharma Pitaka, or the higher doctrines, the theology collection, if you will, to use a kind of false Western term, was all codified at this council. And so the Abhidharma Pitaka is a free-for-all, filled with wide-ranging ideas, even having a debates section. Buddhists were very conscientious to include opposing views in all their writings rather than simply writing polemical tracts. They always wrote to persuade a disputant. And so there, the nature of karma and action or time and being, all of these are found in that third philosophy basket. Among these, Dharma theory emerged. We use this term Dharma to refer to doctrine and reality, but also among the texts of the Abhidharma Pitaka, we see the theoretization of infinitesimal almost time-space units called dharmas, thought to be atomic-like building blocks, but time-space atoms, not just space atoms. And so all kinds of phenomena, also known as dharmas, are classified. And among these texts, we'll even find a kind of proto-Myers-Briggs personality inventory where, oddly, the Pudgala Panyati does distinguish 16 different basic personality types, just like the Myers-Briggs modern test does. Then not only are there the building blocks the Theravada Buddhists will rely on to account for why our universe exists, there are also the fields, the ayatana. Basically, these are the five senses and the mind. And the five senses, however, for the Buddhist way of understanding, the eye doesn't simply see an object. The object is part of the field of vision. So the eye needs a visible object and the space between my eye and the object to make up one ayatana, or sense field. Likewise, if I'm thinking about myself in my head, ooh, James Powell is very tired today, that is my mind having another thought as its mental object. So that is what is meant by the mind and mental objects. When we sum it all together, we get the 18 dhatus. Dhatu means a placement of something. Really, it refers to all existence, and again, it's extending the five senses and the mental consciousness into then its objects, its organs of sensing, and the field in between. So then there are 6 senses, the 5 plus the brain, the mind. Then there are the 6 objects of these, and as well the 6 consciousnesses that emerge in our general consciousness. And so again, from the conflict between not only Hindu thinkers but Jain thinkers in ancient India and many other schools, the Buddhist philosophical tradition forged itself in the process of the debate and dialogue with other schools it met, as it will continue to do as it enters China, Tibet, and even the West. My advisor, Dr. Yamada, described Buddhism as a giant empty house into which you can put all the furniture you want. It doesn't have to match even. And so the Abhidharma is that field where debates can be had with other schools of thought, not just intra-Buddhist, but inter-Buddhist, from Buddhism to outside groups.